Welcome to today's training on career management. This is offered by your custodial leadership team in an effort to help you better understand when there are openings that come up and you want to put in for them to promote up. What is kind of looked for in promoting employees. So hopefully these suggestions will help you to better understand and better become able to promote into positions that you would really like to have. So let's get started. So an overview of what we're going to talk about today are trainings, initiative, entitlement, preparing yourself, and networking. So trainings. The custodial leadership team offers quite a few trainings throughout the year, and it's important for you to attend all of these trainings that are offered and to pay attention at these trainings. Take notes. Write down thoughts that you may have or things that may be taught at those times. It's very important that you soak in those things that are being presented to you. A lot of what we talk about in trainings will be on tests for promotion. So keep that in mind. There's opportunities for webinars. And when those opportunities come, it would be a great idea to participate in those webinars so that you can get more knowledge and more understanding, not necessarily just from us, but from other sources as well. Ask questions and engage. Again, very important to ask questions. There are no dumb questions, so don't ever think that there are. If you have a question, if you have a thought, please feel free to share it in these trainings so that we can help engage you and help you to understand what it is that you need to know to grow. So initiative. Initiative is something that most employers look for in their employees. Let's face it, employers don't hire somebody usually to just sit there and do nothing. They want people who will take the initiative, who will want to learn, who will want to grow. So for you, find other resources for professional development that are not offered by your employer. In other words, take charge of your own future. There are resources out there. For example, let's say I wanted to know about how boilers work, how heating systems work. Is that something that we are going to teach you in the custodial department? Very little. We're going to teach you very little about that. So if you want to learn about those things, again, take opportunities to look for other resources that you can learn about those things that you want to learn about. Research other ways of doing things. For example, integrated pest management. We provide you with some training in IPM, but we don't have all the answers. It's always a good idea if you have an IPM issue in a building that you're working in, go to Dr. Google. I call him Dr. Google, but just go to Google and Google it and ask integrated pest management strategies for dealing with whatever it is, mice, let's say, or cockroaches. And there are plenty of things out there that can help you to learn, great resources that will help you learn the things that you want to learn. Carpet cleaning is a good thing. That's a real good one to research. How can I properly clean carpets using green and healthy methods? Same with chemicals. What are green chemicals to begin with? And what does that mean? How about computer skills? Computer skills are a great skill to have, and there are ways that you can learn more about computers and using Word, Excel, things like that. So also keep in mind what employers are looking for in their employees and what level of knowledge they are looking for. It is up to you, again, to take control of your future. take control of your career. You will have some idea whatever job you're putting in for requires, and do everything that you can to come up with the skills. You won't have the experience, but at least the skills to be able to show the employer that, hey, I am skilled in this specific thing. Educate yourself on the requirements of the job you want. Now, this thing is actually really important. How many times do we put out a posting for a job, let's say a head custodian job, and people will put in for it, having no knowledge of what the job really entails? If you put in for a promotion, for a higher position, it is a great idea. It is almost required for you personally to find out, what does it take to do that job? What are the requirements of it? Do I have to work more than my 40 hours a week? Is it something that I have to do mandatory overtime? Is there things that I absolutely have to know? What does the job entail? So it's very, very important that you educate yourself on the requirements of whatever job it is that you want. Entitlement. It's something that parents run into all the time with their children. Their children think they are entitled to certain things. And actually, in our culture here in the United States, we run into quite often that people seem to think that just because they've been around a long time, or just because they have done the job that they have been asked to do, they are entitled to a promotion, or they are entitled to whatever. So let's set the record straight here that tenure, the time you spend at a job, does not guarantee a promotion or advancement. Doesn't matter if you've been here for 25 years and done the job that you've been asked to do. That doesn't entitle you to a promotion. A company is looking for the best fit, for somebody who is knowledgeable and skillful in whatever position it is that they are searching for. They're also looking for somebody who will be that best fit. Now, just because you've been around somewhere for a long time and been doing, quote, a good job, doesn't mean that you're qualified. It doesn't mean that at all. So keep that in mind. That's not just in the school district, that's everywhere. Keep in mind also that even a good employee can get better. Well, I've been working hard and I've been doing a great job for X number of years, blah, blah, blah. You need to be humble. You need to realize that you don't know everything. You need to realize that just because you are a good employee, that you can do more, that you can learn more, that you can be better. So always be humble. And be open to criticism and be teachable. When your supervisors give you criticism, sometimes it'll be positive criticism. Sometimes it's just a critique of what you are doing. But be open and be teachable. Be willing to receive that criticism and say, well, why would they perceive that I am not doing this right? Or why would they perceive whatever it is about me? So look inward and be teachable. Be somebody who is willing to learn. And you become a much more valuable employee when you are that. So preparing yourself. Remember the Boy Scout motto, be prepared? It's very important. You see, we never know when a position will come open that we might want in life. Yeah, you can plan your career. You can say that, well, in another year, I want to be a head custodian, and in another 5 years, I want to be a junior high head custodian, whatever. You never know when opportunities will come. Whether it's due to people being terminated, people retiring, people dying, heaven forbid. There are all sorts of reasons that positions can open up. The important thing is to be prepared. Be ready when the door opens to walk through it. If you have failed to prepare yourself for these kind of positions and the opportunities come, you may say, oh, wow, I'm not ready yet. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not prepared. I needed another year to prepare. Well, whose fault is that? It is squarely your responsibility to make sure you prepare yourself for the next level or whatever it is you want to promote into. Don't burn bridges. Value all other employees. So as a head custodian, back in the old days, was very common for them to be kind of judgmental about, the employees who worked for them, whether it was sweepers or whether it was the night custodian. And you just never know when that person who might have the drive and ambition and show some great skill might become someday that head custodian supervisor. So do not burn bridges. The people that you work with, there are always conflicts of some sort. There's always something that we just don't like about a certain person, or it's difficult to get along with them because of this, that, or the other thing. The same with principals. Keep in mind that the principal that you work for today might turn out to be the director of tomorrow or the superintendent of tomorrow. Make sure you keep your relationships positive so that others value you and what you do. Because again, you never know what's going to happen. Don't burn bridges. Networking. And when I say networking, this is communicating with peers in your profession and learning how other places do things, like their processes, their skills, their equipment. Never think that you particularly have all the right answers because you've got so much experience with what you've done. There are other custodians out there in this world. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of very good ones. It's always a great idea to communicate with your peers and find out what they're doing. Maybe there are some things that they're doing that you could use in your program. One of the greatest things that has happened for our school district has been the Utah School Custodial Managers Association, or USEMA. The people of USEMA have had this concept for well over a decade now, that if we get together with other school districts, other custodians, and learn their processes and their procedures and the equipment and the chemicals, that there are things that we may be able to use in our program that will make our program better and stronger. So always have that open mind and keep in mind how important networking is. So thank you for watching this video today. Again, if you have any questions on how you can better prepare yourself to move up through your career, don't hesitate to contact any of the custodial leadership team, and we would be happy to help mentor you in how to become a more promotable employee. Thanks again for watching.